Welcome everybody. Gonna start waiting for people to get on. I hope you all have had a good day so far. My day has been radically busy, but radically satisfying. I've had a really good day. It's always nice when you have those days that like really just really co-sign you back into your dreams, man. Like it's really gratifying. I closed out 2 clients today and they were just so grateful, and it was so cool to see how they had journeyed from where we started in 4 months to where they are now. Also, I should probably introduce myself. I'm Mary. I'm an optimization advisor and energy healer under my brand Ritual and Routine, at Ritual and Routine on Instagram. Find me, let's chat, let's hang out. And I'm so excited to be a part of the Pildora family and be on Pildora Live. So I'm here on Pildora Live every week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. and we crush it. It's like a masterclass every single week. I bring a lot of value, or in my opinion, into this. And really this is like the love letter to my business, is doing things like this where I create free content for you guys, value-driven pieces of infrastructure, actionable tools, just little pieces for you guys to hang on to and create some self-inquiry in your life. So that's really what this is all about. And I'm really blessed that Pildora has allowed me the place to do that, a home to do that within a group of people who are all driven behind the same mission of creating sustainability when it comes to the planet, when it comes to our relationships with ourselves and our community, so in our health, and that's really very cool. So if you guys are not familiar with Pildora, be sure to check out the Pildora Marketplace. It opened in the last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks. And it's amazing. And Christina and her team have done such an amazing job with that. So I'm very lucky to be a part of that here. So be sure to say hi if you are dropping in here. So today we're going to be talking about satisfaction and purpose. The first 30 minutes, we're going to be having a conversation about that. I'm going to give you guys an outline of what that means for you from a psychological perspective and the implications for that in your life, and also kind of giving you like the bird's eye view of intuitive medicine 101. And then the second half of that, we're going to be doing an energy healing. So I am an energy healer, and I'm going to be providing energy healing for you guys, the collective, in a way to really support what we will be talking about today. So like free energy healing, guys, that's not something we just give away for free, you know? But out of the goodness of my heart, I felt called to be able to provide that for you guys today. So I'm super jazzed to be able to provide that for the second half of today's hour, okay? All right, so when I was trying to think of what I wanted to talk about today, it's always like, for me, I'm not much of a planner. And that's a good thing. I know for a lot of people, it's not like always a good thing, but for me, I am so much better when I'm coming at it from an intuitive perspective. Not to say that I haven't planned what I have the intentions are planned, right? But what is going to be said, etc., that is just, I'll allow that to come through intuitively. And honestly, I've been doing this for a while, so I've been able to like create little data points for myself. What comes out when I'm doing this from an intuitive space where I have a concrete intention, where I'm connecting to, is always so much better than when I like really plan what I'm going to say, right? So if I get off on parallels here and there, hang with me. It'll be a fun ride, okay? So talking about satisfaction today, and purpose, it was really a conversation about alignment, okay? Alignment is such a buzzy word, right? It's like I feel like everything comes down to alignment. And there's a reason behind that, because alignment I'm gonna give you all like a pure statement right here, okay? Alignment is the absolute key to having sustainable health and having a healthy body. The more satisfied, and I can tell you from all of the clients that I've worked with, and from I think from a scientific perspective merged with an Eastern perspective, the more satisfied that you are in your life, the more aligned that you are in your relationships, in your job, your boundaries, how you're showing up as a person, how honest you are with integrating with your purpose. The more honest you are with that, and the more aligned you are with that, with things that you think don't necessarily impact your physiology, the better your physiology is going to be. Why? Because things that happen in our life affect our energetic body. The energetic body then is I think for the most part, the majority of dis-ease, right, comes from pieces of things that happen in our life that manifest themselves in the physical body. I could talk about that all day long. You guys have, if you've been tuning into these happy hours, you all have heard me talk about this a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, it's like my favorite thing to talk about. But I cannot drive home to you how important it is for you to find alignment and satisfaction and really be super duper honest with yourself, the places in your life where you were not feeling that alignment and satisfaction. I'm going to give you some real practical examples of this, okay? And the reason why I wanted to talk about it. Because if you are misaligned with purpose, with job, with relationship, with your boundaries, you will get sick in some way. You will have anxiety or depression, or you could have stomach issues. It's a lot more nuanced, right? I'm not talking about like acute sickness. And I know that's a really strong statement to say, but I truly believe it. And that's, I'm coming from this opinion and I stand by that. That is what the pinnacle of my work is based off of. You will get sick. Whether that be being sick in your livelihood with your relationships, whether that be physical sickness, like I was saying before, stomach aches, or say you had an injury. Maybe you had an injury in your shoulder, okay? And every time you're feeling stressed out, you start to feel a lot of pain in that shoulder, right? These are all these emotional messengers that have transmuted themselves into physical pieces so that you address them. All right? Your body wants you to deal with these things. Your mind wants you to deal with these things, and has a very sophisticated way of doing so. Energy medicine and understanding how things impact the energetic field and how that's the initiation for what happens in the physical body is the next wave of medicine. You can hold me to that, okay? It's already beginning. You see people like the Joe Dispenza's of the world. Put something in the chat if you're familiar with any of his work. You're seeing a lot of people who are working with the quantum field, which is really exciting stuff, right? And it's all that makes the biggest impact on how we're able to show up in our lives. Okay, so this all goes to say, when speaking about satisfaction, one of the number one things that I do with every single one of my clients is get super clear on where in their life they're feeling out of alignment. Okay, so let's just make this actionable, right? So I'm gonna give you all a moment. This is gonna be like laser coaching. So I want you to get out a piece of paper, okay? And a pen. So I'm gonna give you a minute to go get yourself a piece of paper and a pen so that we can go through this little exercise together. And while we do that, I'm gonna make sure that I have my music lined up for the energy healing portion of this. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that you guys have a piece of paper and pen nearby. Okay, so I want you to make a column. I want you to make a couple columns. Okay, so let's make a relationship column. Okay, that can be, we'll say, let's say romantic relationships. Okay, so you have a romantic relationship column. And then let's say relationship, we'll make a family column. Okay. Let me actually make sure that I'm writing this down so that way I don't forget with this exercise, because I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff. Okay, so we have a relationship column, we have a family column, we have a friends column. Let's make a job column. Let's make an aptitude column, which that can kind of coincide with the job column. Aptitudes are your hobbies. Aptitudes are the things that you are naturally good at that make you feel like you are in a flow state. So when you are in a flow state, that means that you are doing something that allows you to lose track of time, where the time-space continuum ceases to exist because you are so into this thing, that you're so plugged into it, right? It can be things that you just find come naturally to you. Like some of I would say my aptitudes are, this really, honestly, I'm really lucky that this is my job, but it's one of my aptitudes. Like, I love doing educational discussions. I get lost in it. I love doing energy healing work. Like, I could do that for hours at a time and be so energized by that, actually, which is really crazy. But that just really says to me that it's something that feels really right. So it's something that you're energized by, that you're in a flow state by. Okay, so aptitude, just to give you a definition. So far we have, for people who are joining, we're doing a little exercise. I want you to make a couple columns, and we're going to go through these columns, and we're going to create actionable steps. Okay, so we have a relationship column, we have a family column, we have a friends column, a job column, an aptitude, aka hobbies column, and yeah, that'll do. We'll just do that. Okay. Now, I want you to go through, self and self-image. Okay. Dope. All right. I want you to go through, and at a scale of 1 through 5, I want you to rate how strongly you feel, like how solid you feel in that space, right? So what does that look like? So 1 through 5, when it comes to your friendships and your relationships, how aligned do you feel with your relationships? Do you have friends who you feel like you can really be yourself around? Do you have friends who, if you have something going on in your life, do you feel like you can go to them and they'll support you unconditionally, right? Do you have a strong support system when it comes to your friend group? All right, give that a rating. I know that I just skipped to the third piece of the columns. Sorry about that. I'll go in order going forward from here, but rate that 1 through 5. And if you don't, it's okay. Don't judge it. Just give yourself an accurate rating. Okay. The next one. So now we're starting at the very beginning. Relationship column. Okay. Rate if you are single. Look. Okay, how about let's speak to relationships first, and then I'll speak to the single people second. Okay. So if you're in a relationship, how aligned do you feel in your relationship? Do you feel like you're able to speak your needs? Do you feel like your core values with this person are congruent? Okay. Do you feel like there's continuity with this person? Do you feel unconditional love and support from this person? Do you feel like you can be your authentic self with this person? Okay, here are some 5 variables that you can look at, all right, just to get your mind working of how aligned you feel. So 1 through 5, how aligned do you feel in your relationship? Oh, I also need to say, all right, we'll say 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. So if you're rating your relationship as a 5, that means you're aligned as fuck in your relationship. If you're relating it as 1, that means you need to break up with this person. Okay, all right, so 1 is worse, 5 is best. So far, for the people who are joining, just gonna go over this again, and then I'll stop being so scatterbrained. We're doing an exercise where we're going through the different aspects of our life. We're gonna rate them 1 through 5 of where the alignment is. And this is a very tactical way of going about this so that we can create some infrastructure for some actionable steps of what we're gonna do around this alignment. I'm gonna speak to satisfaction, and then we're gonna do some energy healing. Okay, dope. So we did friends. All right, we rated that 1 through 5. We did relationship, rated that 1 through 5. Single people, all right? When it comes to relationship, how are you being when it comes to calling in relationship, okay? Are you acting in a way where you are if relationship is of value to you in this moment, which it's okay if it's not, but if it is, are you calling in romantic relationships that are aligned for you? Are you acting in a way that is in congruency with how you want to be? So what does that look like? So say you're like, say you're like, I'm single. I don't want to be. Okay. Are you single, but you are going out there, you're making an honest effort to meet more people and network and, do things in order to make you feel like you're the best version of yourself so that you can be available to magnetize a partner in? Or are you like, I'm so single, but you never go out to meet new people and you stay in when you watch Netflix? Okay, get honest with yourself. So 1 through 5, where do you stand with that? 1 being the worst, 5 being the best with the alignment piece, okay? The next column, family, okay? So when it comes to family, how aligned do you feel with your family? Do you feel like you have correct boundaries with your family? Are you making an effort when it comes to your relationships with your family members? Do you have a good understanding of what the infrastructure of the relationship looks like? Again, not every relationship in your family needs to be like, oh my God, we are so hardcore, like we are so a part of each other. That's okay if it's not that way for you. You just have to get super clear on your definition of how you want to show up in your family. Okay? So I guess the question is, when it comes to that is, are you meeting the definition of the relationship that you have set up for your family members? Okay. So 1 through 5, how do you feel about how you're showing up? Are you being within that definition? Are you operating in a way where you are adding to the collective group, or are you subtracting from it? That kind of sounds not great, but you know what I mean. Okay. So that's the next one. And then let's do job. Okay. So 1 through 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. How aligned do you feel in your job? Are you excited to go to work every day? Understanding that you are a human being, and sometimes I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm tired. I don't really want to be doing this. It's not that I don't love my job. It's just I'm a human being. But all in all, how much resistance do you feel, right? When you see things popping up on your calendar, you're like, fuck, I don't want to do this, right? When you are on a call with someone about whatever it is that you do, are you like, how jazzed up are you to be talking about that product or doing that thing, right? I think the biggest indication that you are misaligned with job and vocation is that you daydream about having another job or vocation, okay? Are you currently stuck in a job because you feel like you are stuck there via programming, right? Programming that you maybe have adopted through your parents, right? Like maybe you grew up and your parents were like, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, you ain't shit. Like, is that your situation? So you feel like you have to be in some sort of schooling or something like that, even though maybe what you wanted to do was to be a coach. Am I talking about myself? Maybe. So like something like that, right? Are you bound up by fear, where maybe you want to do something, but you don't have the programming to think about that other thing that you want to do. Maybe you are in a corporate job, but you always wanted to be an artist or something, like, and you daydream about being an artist every day. Okay. Just to give you some examples. Also not to like hate on, there are amazing corporate jobs that are incredible. I didn't mean to like be a snotty entrepreneur and say something like that. Anyways, okay, don't hate me for that. Moving on. Hobbies. So this one, the aptitudes piece, are you doing things on the side of your life that are not necessary? They can be a part of your job, but it'd be cooler if it wasn't. For me, like, it's hard. This is a hard one because it is like for the most part a part of my job, because my life is basically this is my job. But I think that's kind of it's a different case. I don't know. Not trying to give myself excuses, but are you doing something on the side that is providing you with satisfaction, right? Is there something that you're continuously doing that you're working towards that creates some satisfaction in your life? So I like to call these satisfaction streams, okay? So for me, like the whole French thing, like learning French, even though I'm doing this, like I'm always learning stuff on the side, right? I literally just yesterday applied for a breathwork. I'm going to become a breathwork facilitator, which will eventually I will absorb into my job. But like that is something I'm really excited about. I sign up for and participate. Like my biggest passion is what I do is helping people to reconnect back with themselves and to reconnect back to their community and really like step into their power. I'm lucky enough that that's my job. But even before then, when I was working in a corporate job, right, I would go to well and good events and I would watch panels of people. I would sign up for moon circles and women's circles, right? I did these things on the weekly and I still do them on the weekly. I still participate in other people's programming to satisfy that satisfaction factor. What else can that look like? I had a client who she worked in medicine, and she was like doing research. She eventually wanted to go to medical school, but in the meantime was working in research in order to build up her resume so that she could go to medical school. But the research was like killing her. She was like, I hate this, I don't want to do this, etc. So it was so important that we really had a very sophisticated structure when it came to her hobbies, her aptitudes, so that she was meeting the satisfaction factor. We had to build out a satisfaction stream. So something that she was doing was she was going on to Facebook groups where she was like a part of, little Facebook communities, a lot of people have these where you can be a part of like these little Facebook communities, and saying like she really liked interior design. I was like, what do you like to do for fun? What do you daydream about when you're just like, I want to like kill time and I want to be like in a flow state? What do you do? And she's like, I love to look at like furniture, design houses. I love to go to open houses, etc. So I'm like, great. Why don't you go and offer to help people like me who like, I'm not like interior design minded. I'd love to be, that would be incredible, but I'm just not. Why don't you do that? And that way you're able to help these people, you're able to do something that you love as a hobby, give them some inspiration, do something along that nature, and like it's satisfying for you. So it's twofold. It doesn't need to be necessarily like that, but like I also have another client who she works a corporate job, but she really likes to DJ. Even though she's not DJing for people, she enjoys it. She enjoys playing on the turntables. So like that's something that you can do, right? It's something that feeds that satisfaction stream. All right. So sorry, I kind of got into the second part of this exercise a little early because I'm just really passionate about that piece. Okay, so that's the aptitude column. On a scale of 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Where do you stand? Do you have satisfaction streams? Or are you at a job where you're not meeting your aptitudes and you're coming home every day, and instead of doing something to fill up the cup and raise the battery, you watch Netflix to numb it out? Okay? All right, I'll talk about that more in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. The last one, self and self-image. Your relationship with yourself, okay? On a scale of 1 to 5, where do you stand with alignment with that? When you think about yourself, do you love yourself unconditionally? No matter where your body is, no matter what's happening, like on a scale of 1 to 5, where do you stand with that? Okay? On a scale of 1 to 5, are you taking care of yourself? Are you doing things? Are you eating high vibrational foods? Are you eating in an intuitive way? Are you taking care of your body? You're showing your body some love. Are you honoring your body? Are you honoring yourself? Another big one, boundaries. Are you creating boundaries with yourself and in your relationships and the people around you? Boundaries are the fortifications that we create for the self. Every time we create and we uphold a boundary, that's akin to saying to your subconscious mind, I understand myself to be worthy of being treated in this way. Whether that be the way you are treated by other people or the way that you are treating yourself. Okay? When it comes to your self-talk, is your self-talk like, oh, why'd you do that? Why are you doing that? That piece of your body is so big, that piece of your body is so small, like, etc. What does that look like? What is that dialogue there? All right, rate that. Scale of 1 to 5. Okay. So now that we have our ratings, go through each of your columns, okay? So we have, just to reiterate, relationships, romantic relationships, family relationships, friends, job, aptitude, aka hobbies, self and self-image, okay? We have 6 columns. Identify 2 columns where you are scoring the lowest, okay? So, for example, let's say aptitude, because I feel like that's one, and self. Say that those are actually, I'll go through each of these, I guess. What I want you to do for those 2 is I want you to create right in this fucking moment, right now. I want you to create, I keep like spinning, it's so awkward. Anyways, I want you to create 2 actionable steps that you can do today and going forward in order to start raising the alignment piece on that number, okay? Again, why this is so important, why this alignment is so important, is because the more satisfied you are in your life, okay? Satisfaction is akin to honoring the pieces of you, the innate wisdom within you, those intuitive pulls within you, and allowing yourself to be in a state of flow and authenticity, okay? The more satisfied you are in your life by honoring those pieces of yourself, the more healthy that you will be, mind, body, and that will radiate into your life and your relationships. The more satisfaction, the more alignment that you find within all of those columns, the more that you are showing up as the person that you truly want to be without giving yourself little outs here and there, the easier it will be and the faster it will be for you to manifest the things that you want in your life going forward, okay? Because the way the universe works is that you are not given anything that you do not believe yourself to be worthy of. How do you build worthiness? You do things, you align your job, you align your relationships, you run your relationship with yourself and your boundaries, you align all those things, because every time that you become aligned in some aspect of yourself, you are saying to yourself, thank you, I'm so glad you think so. You are saying to yourself, somebody said this is awesome. Yeah, it is. You're saying to yourself that you find yourself to be worthy of whatever it is that you want. Okay, you understand where I'm at with this? Okay, so when you are aligning, I'm just gonna say it again. When you're aligning with yourself, all right, you are saying to your subconscious mind and the universe, the energetic world that we live in, that you believe yourself to be worthy of whatever the fuck you want. And the proof that it has, the proof that your subconscious has, the proof that the universe has, is that you decided to create alignment in these aspects of your life. Every time you create alignment, you're fortifying that truth about yourself. And when you see that that's possible, that you can create that alignment, that you are in that flow state, you are not only freeing up more cognitive calories to be energized by your world, right? To do the things that light you up, but you're also putting out this order into the universe where you're like, okay, I can have alignment. I can have what I want. I know that I am worthy of having this job, even though my parents or whatever told me my whole life that it wasn't possible. I know that I am worthy of having this specific relationship, even though people say that all the good guys are gone. Okay? You understand yourself to be worthy, so you can now put out your order to the when you put, not now, you can always put out your order, but when you put out your order into the universe, from this space, from that intention, it comes through. You manifest like a motherfucker. It's insane. And I would know. I start 3 years ago, I was in a corporate job. I fucking hated it. I was so misaligned. I was in a relationship with a guy who was controlling the fuck out of me. It was just, I was not aligned. And so I was not manifesting things because I was denying myself. I was daydreaming about the life that I wanted to have instead of doing the things that I could be doing to put myself in alignment with with the life that I can have. Anything that you believe to be possible is fucking possible. And if when I'm saying that you're feeling triggered around that, and you're like, but it's not possible for me, no one would ever pay me that amount. You need to reevaluate your programming. That means that there's a block there that has been programmed into you, that has been handed down into you, that is not your belief, really. It's just been something that you've inherited from the people around you. That you haven't questioned. Question that. If this is triggering you, good. Question it. The only reason why you think that things are not possible for you is because you have this programming there that you have not questioned. I'm here to tell you, I manifest like a crazy person now. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, watch me, look how great I am. No, I'm not. This is available to everyone. Everyone can have this. You guys, I made up a fucking job. I made up a modality of coaching, okay? I integrated a bunch of these pieces of coaching and decided to name it optimization coaching. You know how crazy people thought I was? But it didn't matter because I knew myself to be worthy of my dreams, of my truth. And you know what? Now I'm making way more than I was doing in my corporate job. I am so happy. I know that I deserve the world, and every single one of you do as well. Lack of abundance is a lie. Lack of abundance is an error in the subconscious programming. Challenge those thoughts. Challenge where those pieces where you feel like you can't have alignment, that you are not worthy of alignment. You absolutely are. Okay? All right. So satisfaction equals alignment equals flow state equals manifestation equals living the life that you could never dream of. That you could dream of living. Never dream. What am I saying? That you could dream of living. Which means the most abundance that you could ever want. Which means that you could pick up and you can do whatever you think into existence, you have the ability to create. And if that sounds wild to you, challenge the programming. Okay? All right. So now that that piece is, now that I've driven that home, put something in the chat if this resonates with you, first of all. And then second of all, let me know where, if you feel called to share, all right? Share in which column you scored the lowest. Let's get vulnerable. Okay? So again, romantic relationships, family, friends, job, aptitude, and your relationship with self. Where did you score the lowest? Okay? Create 2 actionable steps starting today that you can do. Hobby self. Okay, great. So with self, okay, I'm just going to give you all some tactic, let's just give some tactical examples, because I think that is generally those 2. I would say the ones that I see the most are self, hobbies, aptitude, and job. Within my practice, that I see people the most misaligned, especially within this demographic. So with self, okay? So say that you see that you're okay, let's say with your body, right? Maybe you are the dialogue that you're speaking to your body is like really shot, and it's like not very great, and you like kind of talk shit about yourself all the time. Not great. So what I want you to do is I want you to, every day going forward, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror. And this is like, oh, it's like one of those cute self-love things. This fucking works, okay? Every time that you say something and you speak something into existence, your language has the biggest impact on your thoughts. Like, your languaging and how you speak and the infrastructure of your languaging creates a filter through which your thoughts go through, which then gets imprinted as the wiring into your brain, okay? This is neurolinguistic programming, guys. So I want you to look at yourself every single day in the mirror, and I want you to say out loud, I love you, body. Even if it feels fake, even if it feels phony, and like you're like, this is fucking weird, like I'm not doing that shit. Do it, okay? It's from a psychological perspective. I just told you, you're wiring associations. That's what you're doing, okay? Do it. The second thing, I want you to go through and I want you to give yourself in a journal, write down 3 things that you acknowledge yourself for and 3 things that you have gratitude for. Okay? Because doubt and like all those limiting beliefs, like that can't survive in gratitude. It doesn't. Doubt, fear, anxiety, that exists in the past, of ruminating about the way things were, and in the future, being like, oh my God, I have to think through all these different possibilities so I can be ready if this thing happens. No, nonsense, okay? So, acknowledgements, what does that look like? Acknowledge yourself for the things that you are doing, and then you want to give yourself a nice little pat on the back for, right? Like, I acknowledge that I was a nice sister and I went to go get a coffee for my sister for her shift. Something as easy as that. What you're doing is you're fortifying to your subconscious brain and being like, hey brain, remember I did these things, so wire that in, that I'm doing things in favor of self-preservation, okay? The gratitude list, 3 gratitudes. What are you grateful for? That's easy, I don't need to lay that out, okay? So that's self. Now let's talk about hobbies. So I was speaking to that before with the satisfaction streams, okay? So I gave you 2 tactical pieces for the last one for this, for hobbies. I want you to, I want you to explore 3 possible satisfaction streams and see which one of those would be the easiest for you to cultivate, right? For the easiest one for you to continue with. So that could look like puzzling. Maybe you're really into puzzling. I don't know. I just looked at a puzzle over there. That could be, I can't believe I picked that. That's hilarious. Actually, I have some friends who love to puzzle, so that's not so far off. Maybe that is clothing design. Maybe that is learning a new language. Maybe that is going for walks in nature. Like, it's better if it's an aptitude, right? Because then it's like you're fortifying and you're anytime that we are putting, as human beings, we have a need for growth. So anytime that we're doing things that are in favor of that aspect of us, it feels really fucking good. And it's again, that self-fortifying piece. Maybe it's music, right? Maybe you're playing music. Maybe you're curating playlists for your friends, right? Like, oh, I love when I create like a great playlist and I listen to it. Oh my God, I'm so good at putting music together. Like, make that like if you can make, maybe it's dinner parties. Maybe you love bringing your friends together. All right. Like, go in and create like different ideas and see if you can like create like a group trip, or, I mean, virus permitting, or create like a Zoom party where like you create a specific theme. Like, how can you work with your aptitudes in order to create these satisfaction streams that you are continuously feeding? I want you to think every single day, you need to feed your satisfaction streams. Otherwise, especially if you are in a job that is not in alignment with you, you're gonna feel this dissatisfaction and you're gonna start using buffering behaviors, right? Because if you're in a job where you're not feeling satisfied, you're feeling so de-energized by that, you come home and instead of like exercising these aptitudes, right, where you feel energized, you just buffer by watching Netflix. So you try not to feel the dissatisfaction that you're feeling in your job because you're like, I'm just gonna like binge watch someone else's life and forget about mine. That's not sustainable, right? That's going to create anxiety, because ultimately, if you're like continuously in misalignment, your body's like, hey, we're on this earth for a fucking reason. And it's not for you to like do a job that you hate and binge watch Netflix so that you can pretend like you are existing within that reality. Okay. Hard truth, but it's the real truth. Okay. So how do we feel about that exercise? Now I think it is time for us to move on to the energy healing portion of today's hour. Okay? Again, the reason why, the way I work too is very like, I go macro to micro real quick. And that's my gift, is I'm really able to see the grounded scientific perspective, but also understand the energetics of what's happening. Right? And being able to balance and work with the two in order to create the reality that is in the most alignment with yourself. Okay, so working with the energetic field, what does that look like? So I'm going to send you all energetic healing, and for any people who doubt, it is possible. There's entanglement within the energetic field. The energetic field is all around us, right? We are all connected. So I'm going to plug into the collective energy and send you all healing energy using the energetic healing capabilities and the intuitive piece of me that I have in order to provide a vessel for you to explore this. And hopefully to create magnetism and remove blocks within your energetic field. Does that sound good? I think it sounds good. Okay, so we're going to start off with a short meditation. And I'm gonna play some music and at a certain point, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so everyone, I'm gonna close my eyes for the majority of this time, but just get comfortable, okay? Think of it however you would set yourself up for a meditation, set yourself up like that, okay? So the idea would be that you'd find 3 points of contact, that you would have either your knees down, and if you're sitting cross-legged, and then you have the base of your spine sitting up, or you could be laying, like I'm laying against this wall, whatever feels best for you. You could be laying down, world's your oyster, okay? And just start to get comfortable. And let's take a couple of deep breaths, right? Just to lock us all into a frequency so that we are resting and we are receiving. So together, I want to take an inhale we'll do a box breath. So we'll do an inhale of 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, and we'll repeat that pattern 3 times together, and then you guys will continue the pattern as we go along. So inhaling together for 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the top, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the bottom, 4, 3, 2, 1, again, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the top, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the bottom, 4, 3, 2, 1, one more cycle, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the top, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, at the bottom, 4, 3, 2, 1, and continue that pattern. And with each inhale, I want you to imagine that every time you inhale, you are bringing in liquid sunlight through the crown of your head. Okay, imagine the crown of your head opening. And with each exhale, you're opening your root chakra, the base of your spine. So there is a column of liquid sunlight coming from the sun, projecting itself all the way through your body, all through your energy centers, your chakra, where you have prana, this free-flowing life force healing energy that flows through. And then it projects out of your root chakra into the ground, all the way into the depths of the cores of the earth. So you are connected both to the divinity and to the earth, okay? Inhaling, bring that in. Exhaling, allowing it to move through. And I want you to relax every piece of the physical body. So allow your forehead to unscrunch, allow your eyes to fall to either side. Allow the tongue to fall from the roof of the mouth, the jaw to find some ease and slack. Relax the throat. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the chest. Allow the belly to find some fluidity with the breath. Relax the pelvic floor, the thighs, the calves. Allow your kneecaps to fall away from the tops of the thighs. And release any gripping in the hands and the feet. Now I want you to call to mind any emotional tension that you are feeling in the body. So identify where that is in the body. Okay, if speaking to that misalignment that was happening when the exercise that we were doing before, if you're feeling misaligned in relationship, if it's speaking your needs, maybe you're feeling some tension in your throat when it comes to boundaries. If it's expressing yourself, then maybe you're feeling it in your lower abdomen. Okay. When it comes to self, with your identity, if you're feeling a lot of misalignment there, maybe you're feeling it in your solar plexus, in your digestive system, maybe you get a nervous stomach. Okay. Breathe into those spaces. And I want you to imagine that with this liquid sunlight that you are bringing in, that with each inhale you are surrounding the places in your body where you are feeling that emotional tension. So think of the emotional tension like a little sphere, a sphere of white light, okay? Or red light, whatever that feels like for you. And I want you to imagine that with the inhale, you're bringing in this liquid sunlight and you're encircling the emotional tension with that liquid sunlight. And with that exhale, imagine that that liquid sunlight is dissolving the emotional tension that is there. That is dissolving any blocks that reside within those emotions that tell you cannot find alignment in those places in your life, that tell you are not worthy of having alignment in those aspects of yourself. Inhaling, bringing it in like water, this liquid sunlight, encircling it, exhaling, dissolving it, and moving it through the root chakra. Okay? Use the breath like a tool, bringing it in, moving it out. Now I want you to imagine that as this liquid sunlight is pouring in through the crown of your head, that each chakra it moves through, so you have 7 chakras in the body, starting with the top of the head, the third eye, right in between your 2 eyes, and your forehead, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, and the belly, above the belly button, your sacral, below the belly button, and the root at the base of your spine. Breathe in that liquid sunlight, and as it's encircling the first crown chakra, allow that liquid sunlight to nurture that chakra. Think of this liquid sunlight as like the most nourishing substance in the world, that while it's clearing away anything around that chakra, like scales on a snake, it allows it to fall away and clear it away. But at the same time, it's refilling the battery of that chakra. It's nurturing it, it's nourishing it. It's restoring it. Moving down to the third eye. The connection with yourself, with your intuition. That dialogue that you have with you. Bring to mind any of that misalignment that we were speaking to. Breathe in this liquid sunlight. Allow it to melt away any of those blocks of your unworthiness that you have with your relationship with yourself. The throat chakra. Where do you need to speak up? Where are you not speaking your needs? Where are you speaking too much in order to mask the way that you are really feeling? Where you feel like you're over-explaining so that you can feel worthy of whatever change or avenue that you are embarking on. Melt it away. Heart chakra. Where are you closing off your heart because of your fear of being seen? Your fear of being too much, of loving too much, of being too much, of not being accepted. Fear out of people taking advantage of you. Where are your grudges, your disdain? Know that every grudge or every piece that you have against someone most likely is a mirror that you have for yourself, right? There's something within that person that reminds you of an aspect of yourself that you don't love. Or you have an emotional tie. By creating a grudge, you're creating emotional ties with people. That's still connecting you back to them. Even though you want to be free of this specific person in your life. Melt it away. Your solar plexus, your relationship with yourself, your identity, whether you feel like you're driven in your purpose. Am I doing things right? Overthinking, overanalyzing, wanting to be self-expressed, melt that away. The sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is all about birthing life, right? Actually birthing human life, but birthing creative projects, birthing passion projects, birthing whatever it is that you feel called to bring into this world. Where are you stifling that? Right? Where are you not fully self-expressed? Is there a creative avenue in your life that you feel called to go on? Have you painted? Do you like to paint? Have you painted in a while? Maybe it's music. How can you nurture that? Any blocks there, melt it away. The root chakra. Root chakra, safety within yourself, within your body. Right now, a lot of us are being pulled up in our auric field. Right? We're feeling really disconnected from our community, from our bodies, right? We're scared that we're going to get sick, that we're going to get this virus. So what's happening is that our auric field is pulling up in the body. And so we're feeling really anxious, like we're living in the clouds because we're not anchored by our root chakra. Because we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe in the body. We don't feel safe in our community in the way that we usually do. We're always on the lookout. We're hypervigilant. Where can you reconnect back with the earth, with Mother Earth, realizing that everything has a cycle, that things will happen the way that they're supposed to. that we don't have control, that we just have to trust and do what we can to reground. How can you nurture that regrounding? How can you nurture that safety? Right? Now I want you to call to mind any of those chakras that I'm speaking to. Which one felt the stickiest? Which one, when I was saying release, melt that away? Which one were you like, yeah, I've got more there. I need to melt away a little bit more there. Exhale, melt it away. As you're using the breath to soften that chakra, to melt away those blocks, is there anywhere you're holding on in the body? Are you gripping the fingers? Are you flexing the stomach? Are your shoulders right by your ears? Relax. Imagine that your body is made of molasses and that it is moving slow and warmly into the surface beneath you, melting. Start to come back into the body. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a deep breath in together. Hold at the top. Sip in a little bit more air. Exhale. Whenever you're ready, blink and open your eyes and join me back. How do we feel? There's a lot of throat stuff, you guys. I was clearing my throat like the whole time. So work with that. I was feeling a lot of that from the collective energy. A lot of throat chakra stuff. So fortify, I think that also speaks to fortifying boundaries at home, right? A lot of us are home with maybe our families. Oh, thank you. You're a gift. Yeah, you're a gift. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Really, like, I hope that served you well. Again, when I was saying the throat chakra, so a lot of solar plexus stuff too. A lot of throat chakra though, but solar plexus as well. And a little bit of root. Not that much though, but a little bit. So really nurture yourselves. Plug back into those. Eat like blue foods, high in antioxidants. That'll really nurture the throat chakra. Wear blue. I have this little blue pendant. The reason why that matters is because that color vibrates at a certain frequency of light that chakra corresponds to. It'll help to bring it back into balance and dissipate any blocks that are there. All right, you guys. I love you all. Thank you guys for joining me. It was so great. You guys are the greatest gift that I could ever ask for. And every Wednesday, you guys, this is what we do in Holistic Happy Hour. It's great. All right, I love you all. Mwah. Again, be sure to check out Pildora Live. They have so many great lives going on. Pojo, she'll be on here, I think at 7:30, and she is like just a ball of personality. She's fantastic, and she has really, she's like, she does a little cooking show, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really great. There's lots of great things that we offer on Pildora Live. So please keep look at the schedule, be with it. Let's all, let's love on each other. Okay, I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I love you all.
If you enjoyed that video and want to watch it live, head to www.pildoralive.com to get your free membership today and join us in daily live classes surrounding sustainability, mindfulness, and positive environmental impact. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. Bye.